Okay, now we're going to take all of the information that we saw in the previous two videos, put it together to draw this sketch. Okay, so let's see, here's my y-axis, and here is my x-axis. And I'm going to draw points where we cross the x-axis at -4, on the x-axis, -1, -2, -3, -4, there's an x-intercept. And then again at what is this? It's at 1/2 on the x-axis. So here's 1, which means 1/2 is in between 0 and 1. Okay, those are my two and only two x-axis intercepts. Now we have one y-intercept on y equals 2. So here's 1 and here's 2, and there's our y-intercept. We also have an asymptote, and that asymptote occurs. It's a vertical asymptote that happens at y equal -2. So here's -2. I didn't mean vertical asymptote. I meant a horizontal asymptote at y equal 2. That's a horizontal asymptote, and it's at y equal 2. Horizontal asymptote, y equal 2. Vertical asymptotes at x equal -2. So we have a vertical line here, and also at the vertical line, x equal 1. Now you see I should use a ruler because this is not very straight, so you'll have to forgive that. All right, so those are our asymptotes, and we did have one point where we crossed the horizontal asymptote. That occurred at the ordered pair 0, 2. We already have that graph, that point. That point is already the y-intercept. Okay, so now we could get some points now to be a little bit more accurate, but we might be able to figure some of this out ourselves. For instance, we have a point at the ordered pair 0, 2, and we have another point at at the y-x-intercept 1/2, 0. So you know that the graph is going to have to pass through this point and this point. And then it's going to have to continue downward, and it can never cross a vertical asymptote, so it's going to just have to grow very close but never cross the vertical line that we've drawn there. Okay, so that's the end of that. And what happens over here? Are we going to turn around and come back down? No, because we already mentioned that we were going to cross the horizontal asymptote, not touch, but cross the horizontal asymptote 0, 2. So we have to cross here, and since we cross, we can't turn around and come back down. There's only one crossing of that horizontal asymptote, so we're going to have to just be asymptotic and never cross, of course, the vertical asymptote. We never cross vertical asymptotes. So that took care of all the graph between x equal -2 and x equal 1. Now, what about to the left of -2? Well, we should probably come up with a couple of ordered pairs. We'll make a little table to get an idea of what's happening on the left side of -2. Let's choose, well, you know what? Let me just say something right now. We know that the graph has to pass through -4 on the x-axis. Now, if it passes and it moves upward, it's going to get caught in the corner. So it's going to have to be coming in like this. It can't be coming in the other way because it's going to get caught in the corner, and it will have nowhere to go. So it's going to be asymptotic here because we have no other crossings of the horizontal asymptote, so it has to stay below it. And then what does it do below the axis? Well, it has no other choice. See, we don't even have to test a point here. It has no other choice. It's going to have to be asymptotic to the vertical asymptote because it never crosses the vertical asymptote. So just by logic, we were able to come up with that sketch. But what about to the right of 1? We have absolutely no idea what's happening to the graph after x equal 1. So let's choose some values and plug them in and see what we get. Let's choose like 1.5, throw it in the graph, do the calculation. We're going to get 6.29. Probably using a calculator for that, right? And let's let x equal 2, plug it into the function, simplify it, we get 4.5. It's getting smaller. The y value is getting smaller as the x value is growing. X equal 3, y is getting smaller, 3.5. Okay, so do you see what's happening? For 1.5, we're at 6, and 6 is up here, right? Somewhere up here. So we have an ordered pair 1.56 somewhere up here, okay? And then as we go to the right and get larger values of x, the values of y are getting lower and lower and lower. It's going to be asymptotic to this horizontal asymptote. It's not going to cross it because we only had one crossing that we found. And of course, we can see that over on the other side, it's going to have to grow asymptotic to the vertical asymptote, which it never crosses. That was enough to get our entire graph. And we can go back and examine it again. It wasn't easy. Took a lot of work, but that's the final result.